The future of South African rugby has always been built on careful planning, strong development pathways, and a commitment to identifying talent long before it reaches the international stage. That tradition is once again taking center stage as the Springboks prepare for a significant moment in their long-term strategy. While many supporters may focus on the final score when South Africa A takes on Zimbabwe, the real importance of the match stretches far beyond 80 minutes of rugby. This is a game that could shape the future of the Springboks for years to come. For the first time since 2022, South Africa A returns to action as the country's second senior national representative team. The previous outings against Munster and Bristol Bears offered valuable opportunities for players to gain experience, but those matches did not carry the same significance as this upcoming encounter. This time, the stakes are much higher because of the way World Rugby regulations operate. The fixture against Zimbabwe is not simply another developmental match. It is a strategic move that could secure some of South Africa's brightest young talents for the green and gold for the foreseeable future. The decision reflects the long-term vision of Rassie Erasmus, a coach who has consistently demonstrated an ability to think several steps ahead of his rivals. Since returning to the head coaching role, Rassie Erasmus has repeatedly emphasized the importance of building depth, preparing future generations, and ensuring that South African rugby remains competitive long after the current stars have moved on. The significance of the South Africa A selection becomes clear when examining World Rugby Regulation 8.2. Under these regulations, a player who has represented either the senior national team, the next senior representative team, or the senior sevens team of a union is generally no longer eligible to play for another union. Since South Africa A is officially recognized as the country's second senior representative side and is facing Zimbabwe's senior national team, every uncapped player selected effectively commits their international future to South Africa. This may seem like a technical administrative detail, but in modern rugby, it has become one of the most important strategic tools available to unions around the world. The competition for elite young players has never been more intense. Many athletes possess eligibility for multiple countries through birth, ancestry, or residency. As a result, unions are increasingly looking for ways to secure the services of promising players before rival nations can make their move. South African rugby has felt the effects of player migration and international competition before. Over the years, numerous talented players have pursued opportunities abroad, while others became eligible for different nations. The lessons learned from those experiences have clearly influenced the thinking within SA Rugby and the Springbok management structure. By selecting a youthful South Africa A side, Rassie Erasmus is not only rewarding strong performances at domestic and junior levels. He is also ensuring that the country's most exciting prospects remain part of South Africa's long-term plans. The match against Zimbabwe therefore represents a major investment in the future. One of the most fascinating aspects of this strategy is the timeline involved. Most international coaches focus primarily on the next World Cup cycle. Their contracts often end after a tournament, making long-term planning difficult. However, Rassie Erasmus finds himself in a unique position. With his contract extending through to the 2031 Rugby World Cup, he has the luxury of thinking beyond Australia 2027. That long-term security allows him to evaluate players who may not become Springboks immediately but could develop into world-class performers by the time the tournament in the United States arrives. It is a level of planning rarely seen in international rugby and highlights why South Africa remains one of the sport's most innovative nations. The youthful nature of the South Africa A squad speaks volumes about that vision. Rather than relying heavily on experienced campaigners, the selection features a significant number of emerging stars whose best rugby may still be several years away. The message is clear: the future starts now. Among those attracting considerable attention are junior Springboks Luan Giliomee, Jaco Williams, and Zekhethelo Siyaya, who form an exciting back three combination. All three players have already shown glimpses of their immense potential during their appearances for the Sharks. Their pace, athleticism, and attacking instincts have impressed coaches and supporters alike. Yet despite their talent, the path to the senior Springbok team remains challenging. South Africa currently possesses one of the strongest collections of back three players in World Rugby. Competition for places is fierce, and breaking into the senior squad requires exceptional performances over an extended period. For Luan Giliomee, this match represents another important step in his development journey. The young player has displayed remarkable composure whenever given opportunities at professional level. His ability to handle pressure situations has drawn praise from coaches, while his versatility adds significant value. Similarly, Jaco Williams has emerged as a player capable of creating opportunities from seemingly impossible situations. His speed and attacking awareness make him a constant threat whenever he touches the ball. While a Springbok call-up may not be imminent, experiences like this can accelerate his development considerably. Then there is Zekhethelo Siyaya, another exciting prospect whose performances have generated growing excitement within South African rugby circles. The opportunity to represent South Africa against international opposition provides a valuable platform to test himself against a higher standard of competition. All three players understand that immediate promotion to the Springboks may be unlikely. However, they also know that impressing the national selectors now could open doors in the future. More importantly, this appearance formally ties their international future to South Africa. The same principle applies to another highly rated youngster, Markus Muller. Many observers believe that Markus Muller possesses all the attributes required to become a future Springbok star. His skill set, rugby intelligence, and physical capabilities have already earned him widespread recognition. However, timing is everything in professional sport. The midfield is currently one of South Africa's most competitive positions. Established stars continue to perform at an elite level, creating a formidable barrier for younger players attempting to break through. Players such as Damian de Allende, Ethan Hooker, Jesse Kriel, Kanan Moody, Andre Esterhuizen, and Lucanio Am ensure that opportunities are limited. Each of those players brings significant experience and proven quality to the national setup. For Markus Muller, therefore, the challenge is not simply about being talented. It is about continuing to improve until opportunities eventually arise. Fortunately for South African rugby, the country's depth means that emerging players can develop gradually without being rushed into international rugby before they are fully prepared. The presence of Lucanio Am alongside these younger players also offers valuable mentorship opportunities. Few players understand the demands of international rugby better than Lucanio Am, whose calm leadership and tactical awareness have made him one of the most respected figures in the game. Young players often learn as much from training sessions and conversations with senior teammates as they do from actual matches. Sharing a dressing room with experienced professionals can accelerate development dramatically, helping future Springboks understand the standards required at the highest level. The halfback pairing selected for this fixture is equally intriguing. Much attention will naturally focus on Haashim Pead, whose rapid rise has captured the imagination of rugby supporters across the country. Among the players selected, he is perhaps one of the most realistic candidates to push for senior Springbok involvement in the near future. The scrum half position remains highly competitive, but Haashim Pead possesses qualities that make him difficult to ignore. His speed around the breakdown, sharp decision-making, and confidence under pressure suggest that he could eventually force his way into senior calculations. Every generation produces players who accelerate through development pathways faster than expected. Whether Haashim Pead becomes one of those players remains to be seen, but the potential is clearly there. His performance against Zimbabwe will be closely monitored by coaches, analysts, and supporters eager to see how he handles the responsibility. Alongside him is Yaqeen Ahmed, another talented player working hard to establish himself within South Africa's elite rugby structures. While immediate Springbok selection may not appear likely, his inclusion demonstrates the faith coaches have in his long-term potential. For both players, the match offers an opportunity to gain valuable experience while strengthening their connection to South African rugby's future plans. These are the kinds of developmental opportunities that can influence careers for years to come. What makes this entire strategy particularly fascinating is how it reflects the broader philosophy of Rassie Erasmus. Throughout his coaching career, he has consistently emphasized squad depth. He understands that successful international teams are not built solely around 15 starters. Championships are won by organizations capable of producing quality replacements whenever injuries, retirements, or form fluctuations occur. The Springboks' triumphs over recent years have largely been built on that principle. Behind every established star stands another player prepared to step forward when required. Maintaining that pipeline of talent is essential if South Africa hopes to remain among the world's leading rugby nations. The South Africa A fixture serves exactly that purpose. It allows coaches to evaluate players in a representative environment while simultaneously securing their international eligibility. From a strategic perspective, it is a masterstroke. Critics may argue that such regulations create unnecessary restrictions on player movement, but unions must operate within the rules available to them. In a highly competitive global landscape, failing to protect future talent could prove costly.